Hi, you guys. Thank you for coming. We have so much to talk about tonight. Can you guys hear me well? Someone says, I'm polishing my honorary doctorate degree. I'm so glad that you guys are here. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to be talking about Shereé and her coming after the newbie. I'm going to be talking about an update on Nene Leakes. And of course, I'm going to be talking about Basketball Wives. They just had their premiere last night and it's going to be so good. So let's enjoy the show.
Yeah! Let's go. I don't mean no rain on your parade, but if I didn't win, it's a shame what they would say. Why should I pretend and then claim that I'm insane? You know I'm cocky, remain to be the same. Ballerific, I'm all terrific. Wanna know what I'ma do? I'll be more specific. Like let's have a face off. I rip your face off. Treat it like my rhyme book when I rip the page off. I got a swagger that's ahead of my time, and you got a swagger that is dead and behind. Where I'm beginning, you are slacking, and where I am winning, you are lacking. I do it to perfection with laughter. You call it attitude, but I call it swagger. Your perception, it doesn't really matter. You call it attitude.
Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to start off by reading some of the comments. And as you guys know, this is now my second live and I am figuring things out. So bear with me while I figure everything out. But I think I am a little bit more ready to go tonight. There won't be a 5-minute looping of the intro. So that's an improvement. Okay, I see some of my friends in the chat. Hi, Michelle. Hi, grown woman, don't try me. Sheila. Oh, let me see how to pin comments because that's one thing I didn't do right the last time. Let me see. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, look at me. Can y'all see the comments? Okay, and they look good. Hello, Jeanette. Thanks for coming. Fresh skin. Thank you. Yeah, I saw this little Charlie Brown black character shirt and I just have to, I have to have everything that I see that they're going to put the black people on it. Hi. Hello. What story are you guys most excited for me to cover tonight? We got a lot to discuss. I don't know where to start. Hey, hey, hey. Hi, friends. Oh, this is cool. I'm loving the comments. I want to see purple heart emojis, guys. That's my favorite thing to see. When I'm looking back at the live replay of the chat, when I see the purple heart emojis, it makes me feel like everybody is having the best time. Okay, we have some new members. Thank you for becoming a member. That is the best way to support my channel right now. That's the best way to make sure that I know that you really support Bingeworthy. You guys get some extra benefits. Okay, I'm seeing the purple hearts. Okay, loving it. Somebody said, you got this, Justin. I think so. It's always just the beginning where I'm a little bit nervous. And then once I start talking to you guys, the nerves go away. So I'm sure I will be just fine. Hello from the Philippines. Hello from Atlanta. What time is it in the Philippines? I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the Shereé story because I know that you guys was minding y'all business on Sunday when Shereé just decided to just start messing with our new girls. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that story. For a while now, I've been hearing rumbling in the streets about what happens next for the Real Housewives of Atlanta now that Kenya Moore has left the show mid-season. And while some Housewives fans have been calling for Bravo to scrap the whole thing, some of us are actually asking for Bravo to go ahead and bring back our girls even faster now. And some of the wildest Housewives fans have actually already started speculating and hoping that they'll either bring back Phaedra or Shereé to come and fill Kenya's spot. And I feel like Dr. Shereé Whitfield is definitely putting her master's degree to really good use. And she's using this hype to kind of figure out a way to make this happen.
Oh my God, I hate to see my girl Kenya go out like that, but as an OG, it's kind of hard to sit back and watch the show kind of slowly sink the way it is. So I'm not happy. I don't like it.
Yeah, I thought that this was really, really interesting because usually TMZ actually is not posted up in Sandy Springs, child, waiting for people who are not even on the show anymore to come out with their groceries for the week.
You got any advice for her going forward?
Advice for Kenya? Listen, Kenya is a savage. I know she's not going down easy or quick, so we just gotta sit back and wait and see what happens, you know?
But these days, honestly, anything can happen.
An OG's presence is always welcome or needed on the series, no matter what capacity. So I never say never. If the coin is right, I just might.
And I was surprised that Shereé was being so friendly with TMZ, but she definitely did gag me when she said that she did not come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16 because the money wasn't right.
And what do you think that would need to be?
The money. The money. She's all about her money, her paper.
And why'd you leave?
Why did I leave? Because the coin wasn't right.
After that, Shereé made sure to put in even more of an effort to keep us talking, and she actually posted this subliminal shade on her Instagram story talking about alleged scammers on Housewives, ... Interesting, with the crying laughing face emoji.
Y'all kill me with these vague statements. What you trying to say?
And for those of y'all who haven't kept your ears to the streets, I believe that Kenya Moore and some of these blogs out here have been trying to cast doubt on Bravo's decision to cast these new girls, including Brit Eady, from the very beginning. And one of the things that they've been trying to say is that Brittany's insurance company is some sort of a fraud scheme.
Let the games begin.
But I've not really gotten into that because I'm one of those people that I want to believe in our girls, and if she says she does insurance, then baby, sign me up. Sign me up. Like, what do I get out of like trying to make her look stupid? I love you, Shereé, and everything, but let's not act like you are above bringing alleged scammers onto the Real Housewives platform, because you're acting like you didn't have a whole prison bay for season 10, 11, and maybe even season 12.
Are you not ashamed of yourself?
Again, Shereé, I love you, girl, but be so f***ing for real.
What in the entire heck has just happened?
And Brit Eady did not let that shade slide, commenting under the blogs, throwing shade back at Shereé, talking about TMZ in Atlanta, ... Interesting, with the crying laughing face emoji, which was the same ... Interesting with the emoji that Shereé used in her original shady post. Y'all, I can't help but wonder, do we have a new queen on our hands? Because how are you going down in history as the first new housewife to get an OG, well, basically an OG fired, and then now you got an actual OG pressed about you and she not even on the show? I don't know about y'all. Let me know. I cannot wait to open up the lines so that I can hear what you guys have to say, because to me, it's giving new queen. I mean, look at the material.
Oh my God, y'all! Oh my God!
Is it just me? Y'all, am I the only one feeling like Brit Eady is giving new queen energy? Like, I know we are always going to love our girls and we're always going to love the OGs, the Kenyas, the Nenes, but I mean, she got everybody and their mama really pressed about her being on this show. And I just feel like for me, that's queen energy. I'm just saying. I am just saying. So yeah, let me read some of you guys' comments. Let's see. So silly. If Dennis can sell insurance, so can Brit. Let's see. Not the prison bae. Yeah, like, I mean, let somebody else do it, Shereé. Like, I get it. You're trying to be funny. You're trying to, like, ruffle feathers. But you are not the one to be throwing that kind of shade. Another binge watcher says Shereé has her own questionable scam behavior. My point exactly. Let's see some more comments. Kenya got herself fired. Well, we don't know, child. She might have walked away, allegedly. them September joggers. What? They really don't like Brit. What this lady did to y'all. That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, out of all the new girls, like, why are they all on Brit's neck? Like, I don't really understand what the big deal is about Brit. Parker said, you are onto something. Treasure said, Brit came to play. Yeah, I'm not really understanding why they're so mean. Am I tripping? Let me look at the YouTube comments, because these ain't going fast enough. Sheba Sheen. Close your legs to marry man. What? Brittany is married herself. Jealousy, question mark. Yeah, I'm not really understanding what the big issue is with Dr. Shereé, because she's already updated her bio with Dr. Shereé and everything, so she should know better. She should be acting like a doctor, right, y'all? Should Shereé not be acting like a doctor after she got not 1 but 2 degrees? Now, that's a story that I was supposed to cover on my channel, but a lot has been going on, so eventually I may share some exclusive footage that I have from inside Shereé's graduation. And let me know if you guys want that, actually. In the chat, if y'all want to see me do a video about Shereé's 2nd degree, type in Dr. Shereé in the chat. Before I waste my time, because I don't got time to be wasting my time doing videos y'all don't want to see. Someone said Brit's not qualified for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Portia wasn't qualified when she started, and she went on to be one of the greatest housewives ever. Kenya Moore really what? Never mind. This is why I hate live, because y'all can get me in trouble. Someone said, yes, we do. Okay, y'all want to hear about Dr. Shereé? Pammy Whammy said, we don't. Some pretty girl said she's acting messy like Dr. Heavenly. Yeah, that's 100% accurate. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of no's. I might need to go ahead and scrap that video. Okay, we have a lot more stories to talk about, but I want to open up the lines and to start taking calls from you guys. And before we do, because of my first live, I learned a lot. So I'm laying down some ground rules before I open up the lines. Are y'all okay with some ground rules? Because I feel like we got some standards here on Bingeworthy, and we can't be acting like this ain't Bingeworthy. So yeah, let me go over a few of our ground rules, and then I'll go ahead and start taking calls. Okay, y'all, we gotta talk. One of the things that I love the most about doing these live streams is when I get to bring you guys on and have discussions with my loyal binge watchers, whether you're Team Swirl, Team Candy, Team Nene, Team Reboot, or Team whatever is good for the show. And I want to keep things binge-worthy, so I have just a few house rules for my guests that are going to be calling in. Please be respectful. That means no cursing, and please remember to stay on topic. Also, absolutely no shout outs or self-promotion, please. And please don't bring up other YouTubers, because you never know really what's going on behind the scenes, and I don't want no smoke.
Come on, dude. Give me a break.
Oh, and by joining the call, of course, you agree to have your image used in this live stream and any edited versions of this show that on all of my social media platforms. I really want you guys to have fun, but I do have one other requirement, and that is that you make it binge-worthy. This is your moment. You, me, on a binge-worthy video together? Like, girl, what? So you must be on camera, and you'll need to find a clear background and be framed nicely on screen in a well-lit environment. Oh yeah, and remember to remove any background noises or distractions like your TVs or bedroom candy or anything that would cause me to have to boot you off of the show. Thank you guys so much for understanding. Please do not be shy and don't be scared because we're still gonna have a lot of fun. We just gotta have some rules because y'all know these live stream streets be getting kind of crazy.
Hey, what is this, honey?
All right, so I've pasted the link for you guys to go ahead and start calling in right now in the chat, and we will be getting started really soon.
It's the big girl boss. Big things move fast. Give me a round of applause for the big girl boss. It's the big girl boss. Big things move fast. Give me a round of applause for the big girl boss. Get low, make way, rise up, let's go. Me say, get low, make way, rise up, let's go. Me say, get low, make way, rise up, let's go. Me say, get low, make way, rise up, let's go. Me say,
Boss. Boss. Boss.
Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed that bop, and hopefully you understand and appreciate the ground rules. But I don't want that to scare anybody from coming on. Like, I'm not saying you gotta be in full glam. I'm just saying you're gonna be on Bingeworthy, so you know, make sure you're just not in the bed, child under the covers. That's all I'm saying. And make sure your camera is definitely on. All right, I have my first guest, Miss Diva. Are you ready to be added to the show? All right, let me add her. Hello, how are you? Right now it shows that your mic is muted. Do you see it should be maybe at the top of your screen? Uh-oh. Someone said this live just made my night. Thank you. We are figuring it out with our first live caller. Feel free to click the link, guys, and be added to the queue. Diva, I can't hear you. It shows that your camera is still muted. Oh, Oh.
There we go.
Oh, sorry. Maybe it was my fault. Sorry. Hi, how are you?
Justin, oh my goodness. I'm good.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. So before we start, make sure you're in the center of the frame because right now we can't see you. Okay.
There we go.
Let me change yours. Okay, is that better?
A little better?
Yes. Okay, so first tell me your name, tell me where you're calling from, and how long you've been a binge watcher.
I'm Savon. I'm going by Diva Savvy 321.
Okay.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm trying to stay in the middle. I'm from Brooklyn via Pennsylvania right now. And I have not been a binge watcher for long, but
That's okay.
when I came across you, I was like, this is giving me life. So
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here, and hopefully you stick around. So, what are your thoughts about this Shereé versus Brit Eady drama?
I just think they're doing a little bit too much. Like, we want the drama, but we don't want them to be so, like, vicious towards each other.
Yeah.
You know? I think Shereé should have just, like, kind of stayed out of it because she got her own thing going on, it seemed like, and
especially since she's not even on the show right now, Do you feel like she's
Mm-hmm.
using this to kind of like get on the shade room so that she would be considered in some weird way?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of an attention hog kind of thing going on. Like, let me snatch the attention while I can.
Right.
Yeah.
O- Okay. Do you have anything to say about Brit Eady or any of the newbies? Have you been following along?
Yes, I've been following along. You have been doing a great job at keeping us up with what's going on. So,
Thank you.
hands down, I mean, the other YouTubers just thumbs up, but you, several thumbs up, okay?
Thank you so much. I
I
appreciate
think
that.
Brit Eady is beautiful. Obviously don't know her like inside to know she's beautiful in that way,
Hmm.
but I'm it seemed like she's handling it in a more classy fashion
Okay.
than some people might have expected, and they should keep filming.
All right. I agree. And I've decided to, you mentioned that you've been watching along. I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and support the girls because I don't really, I don't want to be that YouTuber that just spends so much time just dragging the show and then we have no show left. So I'm not saying that I will support them forever, but I'm going to give them a chance and I'm going to give them a couple of episodes before I really get to kind of make a decision about whether or not I think they're good enough. But as of right now, I'm really excited for all of them, and I can't wait to see
Yes.
what happens when the show comes back.
And that's what's up because we need that from you. And I wanted to say one more thing real quick, and I'm
Okay.
staying on the live, so don't worry about that. I was bugging out because when you put that video up about the alter ego shoots, first of all, you
Hmm.
did a great job enhancing the videos and everything. That was the bomb. I know
Thank
this is
you.
off topic, so sorry, but I'm gonna say it real quick. And I was bugging out because I was like, I just got finished watching that episode. I started from season 1 like last month, and I was
Hmm.
like, I stopped at that episode. So when you put that video up, I was like, what? We is in sync.
Right. What made you go watch it? You just missed the show.
No, I've been watching every time you put something up, I've been watching. So,
Okay. I mean,
yep.
what made you go back to start watching season one?
Oh, okay. Let me see. What made me go back? I don't know. I was paying for Peacock Prom, so I was like, I'm a.
I know that's right.
And
I know that is
those
right.
are our franchises. Like those are the main ones. Atlanta, Potomac, because that's our
Yep.
ethnicity. So
And we got to stick beside them. Well, thank you so much
yeah.
for calling in. I'm going to go ahead
Thank
and
you.
take some more calls, and I'll see you
Thank
in the chat.
you.
All right.
God bless you, Justin.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right, guys, I have more to talk about, but I'm gonna take a few more calls, and I'll be taking more calls throughout the night. So, if I don't get to you this first round, there will be more topics. Okay. All right, Elise, I'm gonna be adding you now.
Now I'm on here.
Hi. You have to turn your TV off.
Oh my god. Now I'm on here. Great.
Well, hi. How are you? Tell us your name, where you're from, and how long you've been a binge watcher.
So my name is Elise. I'm from Kansas City. I've been a binge watcher for the past few years, but I never was subscribed. This year I subscribed because your content is A1.
Thank you.
What you need to be producing here for real.
I appreciate it.
Oh my god, it's giving ghetto. I'm so sorry. Let me find some light.
You're fine. Okay, so tell me how you feel about Shereé versus the newbie, or you can just tell me how you feel about the newbies in general or Shereé in general.
Shereé, she's a bone carrier. That's what she's gonna do. She's gonna carry the bone as long as she lives. She will always be at the end of some mess, just like with Portia and the Nene debacle. Like she's always going to find a way to throw some dirt on something.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it's appropriate for her to be the bone carrier when she's not even on the show, though? Because that's kind of crazy to me.
Definitely not, but she's She is digging for her spot. Like, of course, she's a part of the legacy, and I think she's just trying to put that fork in the sand. Like, I'm here to stay. So I think, she's looking for maybe a season 18, 19 down the line, maybe even 20, just to, keep her name alive.
Yeah, and to be clear for everybody in the chat, like, I'm not saying that Shereé doesn't get to have any opinions, but it's like, girl, we not dumb. Like, TMZ in Atlanta, let's be so for real. At least book a flight to LA, girl. Like, come on. So, like, don't play in our face.
For me. No, for real, seriously. And as far as the new girls, like, I really am interested to kind of get to know them. Like, Brittany, definitely, I feel like she's a star. She's gonna be the star this season for sure.
It's given
Because
that.
she's ruffled feathers. Kenya, my girl, I am a twirl, and she has gotten my girl on an island somewhere. Okay, so I just feel like she's going to take that spot, and I don't even think she's going to have to be as mean. I think her star power will just outshine even Portia. I really think so.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me say this because you're my first open team twirl person since everything has happened. I think I could be wrong for you guys if you watched the first live. So I'm glad you said that even as team twirl, you can acknowledge that the queen is out of character because I identify as team twirl. I really do. But I'm also team realness, team like not dumb, and team good for the show. So for me, I'm just like I'm really surprised at what Kenya did and how she's handling herself. And yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you more about that because everybody else, they're just so happy to drag her. So it's not really a safe space.
I am definitely surprised at what she did, but in a way, I understand it because
Ooh.
Kenya Hormore was a running thing for how many seasons?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in the ways that she was slut shamed, something in her mind, hurt people. Something in her mind told her, I can do this.
I didn't think about that.
And though she should have learned from those instances that you shouldn't treat people like that, she definitely found something. She found some dirt and she said, I'm going to do it to her.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's splashed in her face.
And so, so let me ask you this before I let you go. Do you feel like if Bravo was okay with Kenya doing whatever she did, because according to her, technically they're not really tripping on that, but I don't know if I believe that. Do you feel like that's something that as a Kenya Moore diehard fan, you even wanted to see from her?
Not at all. I think her legacy is so much stronger than that. I did not want to see anything like that from her. Excellence. She's a regal person. She's always been articulate, always been like, higher than thou. So to stoop so low, I just really am disappointed in her.
Yeah, thank you for saying that because a lot of fans have been trying to drag me saying that I've switched up and I'm not really being there for Kenya, but if Kenya watches videos or is searching online, I want her to know that her fans, we didn't even want you to do this, girl. So you kind of owe your fans a little bit of an apology if you're not going to apologize to Brit. Or if you're not going to apologize, at least be honest and be real with us. Because this whole mess about, I got receipts, I'm going to show you one day, that's BS. And then using our good sis Brooklyn for sympathy, it was just not a good look. So, yeah.
Not at all.
Well, thank you for coming on. What's your name again?
Elise.
Thank you for coming on, Elise. So Elise and everybody else who joins the live, if y'all want to DM me on Instagram or something, if you repost you being here, I'll repost it on my story on the Bingeworthy Instagram. So be sure to do that if you want to.
I will, and I'm going to stay tuned for the live because I love you. Again, you need to be producing somewhere. You are going places. Please believe that. We love you, Justin.
Thank you. That is the goal, and I appreciate everybody who feels that way. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye. All right, I'm gonna take a few more calls. We have a celebrity in the queue, the blog goddess. Let me add Michelle. Hi, Fran. How are
No
you?
self promotion out, Bingeworthy.
I think I'm allowed to promote though. Wait a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, okay. Well, I'm the blog artist. Okay, never mind. Well, thank you for adding me. I'm so excited to see you live. You look so good.
Thank you. I'm just
You need
trying
to go put on the
to.
shirt.
I am just winging it, but everything's going smoothly so far.
Can I give you my input about Shereé shading Brit Eady?
I would love that.
Okay, I feel like Dr. Shereé Whitfield is clearly trying to get in the news cycle because she wants to be considered for that open position. We all know what happened with Kenya allegedly walking away or getting the boot or whatever happened, but she's gone. And so there's a spot to be filled, and I feel like Shereé is like, and she the TMZ cameraman that nobody ever heard of before. She told him, if the money's right. So
But are we sure there is a spot to fill? Like, what if they just happy to have more budget for the girls' trips?
I mean, I think that's a possibility, but I also, because I heard that Shereé, kind of got a low offer to come. They wanted her back, I heard,
Mm-hmm.
because of her connection with the Oakleys. And so now I guess maybe she's thinking, hey, I could be reconsidered. Clearly y'all got more money. Maybe they'll, meet my expectations, but I don't think she's worth the coins. We'll
That's
see.
really That's really interesting. I mean, obviously, we know that's what her intention is, obviously, but I don't know why she's assuming that there is an open position. Like, I don't know if there needs to be an open position because initially there were 7 peaches. Now we're
It's
back to
true.
where we're used to being, which is 6 peaches. So
But
I
I
don't
mean, but
feel.
but when you think about it, though, why is she shading Brit? Like, there's no other reason for her to even be a part of that conversation with Brit. She wasn't. She didn't even hang out with Brit or been seen with Brit in the past. So why even bring up Brittany's name now? Or she didn't bring up her name, but why shade her now?
That was very, very shocking and unprovoked. If I were any of these girls, I would be staying away. I would be steering clear because clearly something about her.
Okay, she might be the chosen one. The
I,
golden
I
child. Who knows?
and I don't really know anything about any of the storylines except what came out. But then, unfortunately, we don't even know if they'll include any of that. So I don't know why. I don't know the dynamics of anybody. Have you heard? Well, I'm sure you have, but
I mean, I haven't heard much of
okay.
anything, but I'm more interested also in seeing what Shamia is gonna bring. It's like Shamia hasn't even been a part of our conversations, and I don't like that because I do feel like Shamia is the one person, besides Portia and Drew, who literally has a connection with the
Hmm.
past. And so why aren't we having that conversation about what Shamia will bring with her glamorous lifestyle and her Rolls Royce she just got for her birthday and her $15 million mansion that she lives in with her husband. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Hmm.
like those are the conversations that we need to be having.
Well, I'm not
Team
really.
Shamia.
You said Team Shamia.
Yeah.
um, I'm not really sure because I initially we weren't used to seeing or hearing from her really because she wasn't a main cast member, but we can't say that anymore because we're hearing about Kelly, we're hearing about Britt. I mean,
That's my point. Why aren't we hearing
like
about
I don't know,
Shamia?
maybe she's there to keep it cute. Who knows?
Well,
Wait, I
I
have a
did notice
super.
that she retweeted Kelly. So I'm like, is she, choosing a side in the situation? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that it'll be a while before we know for sure what even happened or what's going on, but I feel like we don't aren't we going to be bored in summer of 2025 of this?
No, because
Like
we'll have fun speculating just like we're doing now. I'm just saying, like, people act like, if there's no Kenya, if there's no Housewives, like, we don't have anything to talk about. We got 16 years worth of content. Well,
Right.
15, 15 seasons worth of content. We can always go back and discuss certain things. So we always have something to talk about. I always say
Right.
I talk about housewife adjacent everything.
But what I mean is like if they hold what happened until 20 mid 2025, I just feel like that's a little bit too long. Like for
It
them
is a
to
long
like have
time.
to relive that next year is crazy. Like it
It
needs
is a
to
long.
be, but I guess they've been doing that forever, so I guess it shouldn't be that big a deal.
Yeah. But who knows? They might surprise us and pop up in November. I doubt it, but who
I
knows what
hope
may
so.
happen. Yeah.
Do you mind if I add one more guess?
Oh, not at all.
All
I
right, I'm
thought
gonna
you were
try
ready.
this two guest setup. So if
Oh,
everything breaks, yeah, I warned y'all. Boom. Okay. So let me add
oh.
one more guest. Coburn, I'm about to add you. So get ready. All right. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty
Hey.
good.
It's
So tell
yeah, it's
everybody
it's
your
almost 4
name.
a.m. in Cape Town. I'm from South Africa. I've been following you since 2020.
Okay.
I just want to say I'm so proud of you and how our channel has evolved and how it has glowed up over the years. It's just exciting to see that for you. I just want to piggy on what Michelle
Thank
said.
you so much.
With yeah, with Kenya gone now, I feel like the budget is a bit bigger, obviously. So we can add other people from the past in again. I feel like there's room now for Kim. She will do anything for a check. We all know Shereé will do anything for a check as well. So with Kenya gone, that does open the doors for other people that have been there in the past. As far as Shumia, like as you mentioned now, like I don't find it interesting. I don't know anything about her except her being a friend of the show. I don't
Hmm.
see much value as she will add. I feel like she will be the Cynthia of the season, basically. We like her being there,
Is
but
that a bad thing?
if she isn't there, then it's also okay. Like we're not gonna mind. So that's just
Yes.
how I feel about next season. I feel like we should give them a chance. If this new girl, Brittany, well, I'm not sure what her full name is, if she is coming out with the fire now, I feel like she will bring the heat throughout the season as well. If this is an introduction to the show, then definitely she will bring the heat. I feel like we should give her a chance. And I also feel like they've had their turn. They've been there for 15 years. I mean, there's so much other talent in Atlanta that needs to be shown by now, and I feel like we need to give them a chance. We all have sentimental value with the other housewives. We've grown up with them. But there's so many other stories we need to hear as well. So I feel like we need to give them a chance and then see where it goes.
All right. I appreciate you saying
Yeah.
that. So you're from South Africa. What? How did you find out about Atlanta Housewives? Like, is it popular there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's actually quite popular. I mean, I have a few local housewives shows as well. I'm sure you guys know about that. We have Housewives of Durban. We have Housewives of Cape Town, Johannesburg. They even have their own Ultimate Girls Trip as well, like their first
Oh,
one
I didn't
recently.
know that. Did you
So
know that, Michelle?
So NBC and Bravo have connection with us as well. So we have our own housewives. I actually wanted to also maybe watch an episode of it. Some of it is a bit cringy, but the drama is nice for us who know these housewives. And because we were exposed to, I mean, Atlanta's been airing on our side since I was in high school. I'm in my 30s now, so I've grown up with these women basically since I was a teenager. So I mean, and they're everywhere. I think people forget how big the Housewives franchise is, how big Nene was.
Okay.
She was worldwide. I didn't even see Candy in that way. If I have to ask my friend of mine who's never watched Housewives, I mean, he would not know Candy is. So you're actually not
Oh,
that
wait a minute.
worldwide.
Wait.
I feel.
You
Not to
better
be
watch
cutting
it
you
now.
off.
That's where you are.
You get shut down.
And this is no shade,
Wait.
but I'm saying people forget how big they actually are and how what an impact they have on all types of reality shows, not just unscripted ones. People look at them and find inspiration for other things as well. So they are quite big, and that's why they're here on our side as well. We have major housewife fans. We come together and have watch parties, that kind of stuff. So the fandom is everywhere.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for being a binge watcher all the way from South Africa. Maybe one day I'll make it all the way to South Africa and
Oh, definitely, definitely.
do
I'll
some.
show you around. I'll give you a tour.
Okay, that sounds fun.
That's
Well,
so
thanks
Bye,
for coming
everyone.
on. I have some more stuff to talk about, and then I'm gonna open up the live calls again. So
Okay. Thank
feel
you
free
for
to come back
having me.
later. You're welcome.
Okay.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so let's see. All right, that was really fun. Let me go to the comments because I know I've been neglecting the comments a little bit. Let's see. Huh. That was a lot. We have binge watchers all over the world, y'all. Let's see. Come on, Housewives. You better be international. Let me add these comments on screen. Girl. Y'all are so funny. Someone's Parker's watching from Canada. Awesome. Are there any Housewives shows in Canada? That seems untapped. Someone says, come on, Housewives, you better be international. The Candy shade was funny. Now, I don't want Team Candy coming after me. I didn't know. Our fellow binge watcher was going to say that. But all right, let me get on to the next story. So you guys know Nene Leakes premiered her new show on Lifetime last night. I was not able to watch the show just yet, but I am going to support her. And I've heard some good things. I saw that she was reposting a lot of her fans who were having some commentary about it. Wait, hopefully a video doesn't play. Okay. Yeah, so Nene was posting on her Instagram yesterday and like sharing. So it seems like a lot of people are loving the show. Tell me in the chat, did you guys watch Nene's new show? Are you happy to see her back? I know it's not exactly what we want from Nene, but y'all be for real. Come on now. Baby steps, baby steps. Someone said Bingeworthy is worldwide. Thank you. Yeah, that's exciting. Hopefully I'll get to like fly out and do something one day. Lisa said her show was so good. Gigi says she missed it. We got a binge watcher from St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Awesome. Some people didn't like the show. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is how, if y'all notice, Nene Leakes, she really has been keeping it cute. And I expected her to be petty and kind of drag Kenya with everything that happened, because naturally a lot of us are comparing the two situations because, yeah, I mean, history has a way of repeating itself, and I feel like Kenya, she made some choices that kind of makes it to where she kind of shot herself in the foot, to be honest. Now, I know that this story about Kenya Moore allegedly walking away from the show or getting fired, whatever you guys decide is the truth, it's actually really starting to die down. Help! But I honestly have to say that we have to give mad props to Nene Leakes for not playing dirty and kicking Kenya Moore while she's down. And honestly, I'm shocked that we have not seen one subliminal post, one shady story, no messy comments under the shade room. Nene has literally completely refrained from getting involved with all of that mess. And honestly, she kind of has every right to be the main one with something to say. What? Yeah, Kenya Moore was one of the loudest to speak out about Nene's issues with the network, while Nene was out here fighting for her life and trying to share her story and get the justice that she thought she deserved.
And I was like, why the f*** is she at a good point right now?
Yeah, y'all can't act like y'all forget, but Kenya Moore was definitely out here laughing at Nene's downfall, and I'm not saying that Kenya Moore deserves the same thing. All I'm saying is I'm just really happy to see that Nene isn't keeping that same energy, and it doesn't look like she's overly happy to see Kenya's role or her legacy kind of get a little bit dethroned.
You never can win when you're dirty, honey. You never can win. What the?
Hi, Magic. It shows your mic is muted.
I am back.
I am so glad to have you back. Did you see what I did with our last live? I re-edited it and had some fun.
I saw it. I loved it. That was genius on your part. I loved it. I was like, wow, he gets me. It was just, it was soft humor. I love them all. Honestly, I do. I love them all. I love Candy. I love Portia. I love all of them. I'm their fans, but I could get to joke around and laugh, right? So I don't want them to take it personal. I have nothing against any of them. It's just soft humor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got, and I really enjoyed our conversation last week. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say about. We can talk about the Shereé situation. We could talk about the Newbie. We could talk about Nene Leakes keeping it real and like keeping it cute and not kicking Kenya while she's down. We have a lot that we can discuss. So
I'm gonna start with Nene.
Oh wait! Before we do, tell everybody your name, where you're calling from, and how long you've been a binge watcher, so they know who you are.
Okay, so my name is Magic. I would say that I'm international because I'm not from just one place. I travel a lot. And I travel for work, but I've been a binge fan of yours since the time you started. Like, I didn't even know you were a real person. I thought that it was an emoji. So to see like that you're really real, that's what just captivated me. And I said, I had to give you a standing round of applause. I did. Because you're good. And your content is 100%.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you mentioned, tell us again which topic you wanted to discuss.
I want to start with Nene. You know why? Because I feel that I'm going to give her flowers because she deserves her flowers at this moment. She has been through, she actually started, let me go back. She started the franchise. She really did. She, from day one, she was number one. And I would say that. And I felt that when certain people got on the show, they thought that they had to challenge her. And they didn't have to. All they had to do was just blend in. A lot of things happen. And yes, we all have our faults. But you don't bring somebody further down when they're down. And you should forgive people because we all fall short of our, shortcomings, right? We're not perfect. So even when she had a moment, when things were happening with her husband, he was sick, things were happening with her son, I felt that she didn't get 100% of that emotional support that she needed at the time. But I think Nene has learned and grown over the years. Sometimes things happen, even with me and my job. I see things and I'm like, okay, didn't know you were like that, but it's all right, noted. And you keep notes of these things that have happened to you, even when you think that people have done you wrong or they weren't there for you. But her comeback is the best. He who laughs last get the best laugh, get the greatest laugh, right? So it's not that she could be even laughing at this point. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying that I applaud her. I recommend
because she does have every right to. Like I don't expect her to, and I don't want her to, but she has every right to be celebrating this moment because, in all seriousness, love Kenya, but that's really what she did.
You're absolutely right, and I, in the first, when you had your episode, and I had Kenya's back, like I was talking about production. So what I'm saying is that there were so many things going on at that time when she's filming that I know from myself being on a set, there's no way no one knew what was coming. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
But Nene is taking a high road. And we have to applaud her. She's taking a high road. She looks beautiful. She sat back and she just allowed the universe to give her what was due. And the universe did. So I applaud you, Nene. I am your biggest fan. I love you. You have a lot of fans out there, but yeah, I applaud you for that.
Do you think that there is a chance that, we keep talking about that, but I feel like I'll ask it anyway. Do you feel like there is a chance one day that we could get Nene back on the show?
I think anything's possible. Anything's possible. If Nene stays on that streak where she's at right now, yeah, I do believe it. And I'll root for her. And I have a ton of people that love her. And all we'll do, we'll just blow up the blogs. We'll just, keep writing these people. And I believe there is a moment where we could cut the ribbon and say, you know what? Bring her back. And she gets her star, on the boulevard of Hollywood somewhere. She needs it. She's really good.
I think that it also says a lot, and I hope that it matters to Bravo that she hasn't said anything, because she could really be swaying Kenya to like join her and go down that path. And I don't know what she's done behind the scenes, but publicly she hasn't added to that possible nightmare that they've teased about coming with Kenya.
Yeah, and she's grown. You can tell she's grown. She's learned a lot. She's grown, and she's moving in a different direction, and that's why things are coming her way, because she's not going, in the direction that Kenya went towards her. Or even when Portia, they had those, that situation, Portia, she actually attacked Kenya on the show, and Nene was there to like calm Portia down. I remember that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Nene, we're proud of you.
Right. Okay, so I'm gonna add one more person. The governor, are you ready? I'm gonna add one more binge watcher. Is that okay with you?
Yes, that's okay with me. It was nice talking with you again. Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye. Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. Tell everybody your name, where you're calling from, and how long you've been a binge watcher.
They call me the governor. I've been a binge watcher for about 2 years now, I believe. Could be a little bit over 2 years. But I've always chimed in to you and Michelle. And just to keep the latest updates of what's going on, because y'all always have the freshest tea, of what's going on.
I appreciate it. So, which one of tonight's topics do you want to chat about?
I just kind of want to hit a little bit of each one of them, just a little bit. For the first one, I want to say, like, dealing with Shereé. At this point, RHOA needs a life jacket. As being a fan of watching the show since season 1, I just kind of feel like they have done this cast of black women dirty throughout the years. Let me say that before I say something about Shereé. It seems like every year is always a cast shake-up with Real Housewives of Atlanta, then versus their Caucasian counterpart. You really never hear that so much with.
Let me say this. Sorry to cut you off. I want to keep the video about the topic. So let's talk about what you have to say about Shereé, because that's a different topic.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, I feel like Shereé, was kind of like throwing her own pitch in there to get back on the show. But then at this point, from what us the viewers see, and know what's going on, losing Kenya was a big blow. So I feel that they got to find someone to fill those shoes. And at this point, and it's got to be someone with, that can bring some top tier shade. And right now, I guess Shereé would be an option. I mean, I'm not saying she would be the best option, but it is somebody, if you get what I'm saying, that's familiar with the show, that is an OG.
So you agree so you agree with her setting up the TMZ PR to come on, to get her name out there to come back to the show?
Well, Well, Shereé gonna do what she got to do to get a check now. Pretty much all of them they're gonna hustle to get a check. So if her thing is, she had to find a way. I'm not saying it was the best way, you know what I'm saying, but it was kind of like a smart move on her part. Um, and then of course, with Brittany being in the headlines with Kenya, would only be natural for her to come at Brittany because Shereé was no longer on the show. I mean, Kenya was no longer on the show. So
Okay.
I get it. I get
All
it.
right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your thoughts. I'm going to get on to the next caller and I'll see you in the chat, okay?
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. All right, guys. I am going to add another caller and then we're going to get to the last topic of the night. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. I'm
Tell
using my government name tonight.
tell everyone your
Shout
name.
out
Where
to
you?
my girl Michelle. Shout out to my girl Michelle. I hope she's still not mad at me. But I love you,
Okay.
Michelle.
All right.
Anyway,
Tell everybody where you're calling from and how long you've been a binge watcher.
I'm from a place called Peoria, Arizona, and I've been watching for a couple of years now. I didn't know you were a real person either. Like the sister said, she didn't know you were real. I didn't know that either.
What did y'all think I
Yeah.
was? AI or something?
Well, this is all new to me. I'm retired, so I had just retired. When I start watching you, I had just retired.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, which one of the topics do you want to speak about tonight? Do you want to talk about Shereé, the new cast members, or do you want to talk about Nene and her refraining from dragging Kenya?
Um, the thing is, I used to really be a Nene fan. I'm proud of Nene, and I've always loved Nene. I was never Team Twirl, but I've always loved Nene. But when Kenya had that sweet little baby girl, I just fell in love with Kenya. I'm real disappointed in Kenya for a lot of reasons. Reason number one, when she was on Celebrity Apprentice, she was mean to my girl Vivica Fox. So that was strike one for me. Strike two, her having her baby up in that room last couple of years ago, she had that baby up in that bedroom and she trying to listen. What is wrong with her? That number two. And this is the straw that broke the camel back. She's gonna out that young lady with a porn video. I'm not with that. But other than that, I don't believe that nobody just makes you post a video and it's your salon. You have control. It's you the owner of that salon. But how you get number one, how you get that video? And
Yeah.
number two, why you gonna show that in front of your what kind of that's kind of unprofessional.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. A lot of people were really disappointed in her. What do you think about Nene deciding not to say anything? Did you expect Nene to kind of kick Kenya while she's down?
No, I think Nene really likes Kenya. Just like, I don't know I don't know these women. I've never met them. But Kenya's taking the high road, like our First Lady Michelle Obama said. Sometimes when they go low, you gotta. God said He'd make our feet like hinds feet, and He'd lift us far above all principalities and powers and dominions. And so that I'm trying to be preachy on here, but yeah, she's rising above the situation, and I respect her for that.
Yeah, I respect her a lot too. Well, thank you for calling in. I have a couple more topics to get through, and then I'm going to take some more calls. So I'll see you in the chat.
Love you, Justin. God bless
Thank,
you.
bless you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so we have one last story. You guys know I don't really get to talk about what? Why? I didn't. What? Let me read some comments because y'all. What did I do? Um, um. Uh. Why are you calling my name? What did I do? I don't know where Aaron is. He should be calling to support his friend, but clearly that ain't happening tonight. um Little Brooklyn is everything. Love her. Yeah, I'm so glad Kenya has Brooklyn, and I'm sure we'll still get to see her grow up and everything like that. Um Kenya has so much more to celebrate at that reopening. Brooklyn and her strength as an entrepreneur. Yeah, I know. I understand. Like Kenya knows that she had to do something to get the conversation going. Unfortunately, she had the wrong conversation going. Aaron said trying to take Phaedra's husband was the last straw for me. Your patience is impeccable. I'm gonna try, y'all. It's a lot going on, and I am grateful everybody who decides to call in, or all of my binge watchers. I am grateful, so I don't want you guys to feel like I'm not. So yeah, uh, thank you for being a binge watchers. Love you back. Bridget says she still feels like Kenya will be back. All right, so I'm going to get to our last topic. We're going to talk about what's really going on with Basketball Wives. I don't know if you guys saw, but things kind of went left. Y'all already know I don't ever really get to talk about Jackie Christie, Shawnee O'Neal, or any of those other girls over there on Basketball Wives. But you know, when Basketball Wives meets at the center of hot topics, then you already know that I have to talk about the tea. Or whatever Wendy Williams used to say.
Everyone wants to be a basketball wife.
And before their big premiere, the ladies are going one-on-one with some of your faves for an epic day in the life crossover.
Wow, oh my God, what are you doing here?
Yes, VH1 did this really interesting special where Phaedra Parks was one of the ladies who got to do this little crossover ahead of their mid-season return last night.
Everybody wants to wear the crown until they see how heavy it is.
I want to get up in your life. I have never been a basketball wife. It's a lot. It is a lot.
And I thought it was really cute. But what really got my attention was this drama between Jackie and the girls. Yes, the Neighborhood Talk posted this headline about Jackie Christie accusing Brooke Bailey of trying to turn her daughter's tragic story into a check. And y'all, I don't even know how to feel.
And I've already said, I gave you guys one opportunity when I had my dinner to come. I don't want to shoot with her. I'm back on that. I ain't fuming with her because I already know what she's gonna do. And my attorneys and everybody else already recommended I don't. I'm not going 10 steps back for this bride. I don't like her. I don't care for her. I'm not doing it. She's still on here trying to get paid off of this baby. I'm good. Y'all can have that. Get somebody else to do it. So I'm not doing it. Nothing with her. Me and Brooke will not have a conversation on national TV no more. She don't herself with me for good. So she can have it with whoever else she wants.
Wow. Next question. See ya.
I know that a lot of you guys mentioned in the chat that you do not watch Basketball Wives, and then there's a lot of you guys who said that you do. So for those of you guys who do, like, are y'all shocked by this situation? Like, I didn't get to watch the mid-season premiere, but I did see a couple of the clips, and I don't know, like, Jackie Christie has always been my favorite. To me, she's basically like the Nene for me on Basketball Wives, but I want to know what you guys think. I'm pasting the link for you guys to call in the chat again. I'm going to take some more calls, and I just want to hear what you guys have to say about this if you're interested. And I'm going to give you guys like a minute or two to call in, and then I'll be right back to talk some more and then to take some calls.
Yeah! Let's go. I don't mean no rain on your parade, but if I didn't win, it's a shame what they would say. Why should I pretend and then claim that I'm insane? You know I'm cocky, remain to be the same. Ballerific, I'm all terrific. Wanna know what I'ma do? I'll be more specific. Like, let's have a face off. I rip your face off. Treat it like my rhyme book when I rip the page off. I got a swagger that's ahead of my time, and you got a swagger that is dead and behind. Where I'm beginning, you are slacking, and where I am winning, you are lacking. I do it to perfection with laughter. You call it attitude, but I call it swagger. Your perception, it doesn't really matter. You call it attitude, but I call it swagger. And I'll get anything that I'm after. You call it attitude, but I call it swagger. But if you in my face, homie, back up. You call it attitude, but I call it swagger. I got the confidence of a lion who just more a giant. I'm raw and defiant. You soft and you tired. Go call your alliance. You got the confidence that is small and reliant on somebody else. It's why you yell somebody help. But look around, there's nobody left. Just me, what I seek, I find. Put your brain in your mind till you speak your mind. I know that talk is cheap. All the cheap talk you doing, don't talk to me, cause I'm a dog. And my bark can be hotter than the flame, boy. You a spark to me. I do it to perfection with laughter. You call it attitude, but I call it swagger. Your perception.
I saw a comment in the chat. Let me pin it. I was over here screaming. Let me see. No, wait. Oh, this one. Did he put us on hold? I said I was gonna come back. So yeah, I'm gonna take the last couple of calls. Because I want to hear what you guys have to say. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't get to watch the full episode yet, but I'm thinking about possibly talking about Basketball Wives. So if you guys want me to talk about Basketball Wives on Bingeworthy, spam the chat with some basketball emojis or something. I don't know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add my first guest in this segment. Hi.
Oh my God! Hi, Bingeworthy.
How are you?
Hi. I'm such a huge fan of Bingeworthy. I've been watching for some years, and this is my first time calling. Okay, so I'm from Jamaica.
Okay.
And my name is Latoya.
Awesome.
I've been watching for like maybe 3 years, but consistently like since the last year. But I think I saw the video over the years.
Okay, awesome.
Also, I didn't know you were a real person either.
Yes, I am real. I am very real, obviously. But yeah, some of my friends, we go to Jamaica every year for like a dinner party in February. So I really love Jamaica.
Yeah, it's nice down here, right? Very nice. I'm actually having a hurricane coming to our country in the morning, so yes, that's a whole other topic.
Make sure you're careful. We'll be praying for you. So which one of the topics do you want to talk about?
The audio concerning Jackie and neighborhood talk. I think I didn't like the comment that Jackie made because I'm a fan of Jackie, but I think what's the girl name again, Brooke? I think she's dragging it a bit much. Like, she apologized, she didn't really mean it, but you and her is not all that personal, so you don't need to really drag it along so much, you know?
Yeah.
So
I remember, I mean, can we just be real, y'all? Like, whenever Brooke came back to the show, and that became, for lack of better words, her storyline, was that not a little bit interesting?
yes, it was interesting because I'm like, that's from last season. And you know how Jackie is. She turn up, then she turn down, then flex, but like Jackie is a show, like I commented, and based on the clips that I've seen on my feed, everything is somehow centered around Jackie and the ponderosa that she always throws for sisterhood, but it's always some mess.
That's true.
So I'm like,
That is very
so I'm
true.
like, if Jackie was the nicest person, if Jackie was the nicest person, I get along with everybody, this show would be boring. Cause the other storylines aren't carrying that much of a weight. Like I follow Jackie and bringing something from last season into this season again. And I think Jackie kind of gets it over the seasons and just like, you know what? I'm just gonna turn up, show out, make a scene, do my job, be a villain, and be nice, and then move on. So I think if for Jackie, she's nice, but she know that being mean is going to bring the little clicks and stuff, so she kind of just plays on it.
Yeah, I agree. You for you to be all the way in Jamaica, you are really tapped in to our our culture, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about before I let you go? I think we're losing. Okay.
Just keep the videos coming. I love the videos. I love the anime, like the iPhone character edit on the videos. I love those, and I'm grateful for the live thing you're doing now because I can interact with you live because I've been watching for so long and I never get a real time interaction. So I love the live thing. It's the same feel and quality of the videos that they edited, just live. So it's not really smaller. It's just better with the graphics and everything. So yeah.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you guys, especially you all the way in Jamaica. This is exactly why I wanted to start coming live because I've done a lot, and I wanted to choose something new, but I wanted to choose something new that would be community building. So like I'm happy to talk to you guys. I want to get to the point to where I feel like I know you when you come on camera. Like that's really the goal. So thank you for coming on and be safe. I know you mentioned there's a hurricane. Be safe and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.
In the next one. Yeah, all right. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Let me find out. I might be worldwide with Candy, y'all. Am I worldwide and didn't know? I'm just playing. No, I love hearing you guys from all over the world, whether you're in Atlanta, in the US, wherever. It's really special. Let me read some more comments before I take another call. I pinned this comment because I can tell my real binge watchers from the ones who just don't even subscribe. They just come here every now and then because y'all be knowing me so well. She is so real for this. I will add a new show. Oh wait, I'll be back. I'm gonna add you back later. Hold on. That wasn't supposed to happen. Well, okay, I might as well add her back. All right, never mind. You're already here. So. Hi, Alaka. Tell everybody your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Alaka, and I'm calling from the UK.
Awesome. Alaka has been a long time binge watcher. Did you see this comment from Cece? She says, oh wait, I lost the comment. She says something like, I'll make a show binge-worthy until I'm tired of it. I do that all the time. Literally,
that is what we do, Justin.
Because
that's what we do.
I don't want to make videos that y'all don't want, so it's just like I don't want to explore new shows, and then y'all are like, we don't want to see this, so that's why that be happening. And sometimes I do get bored too.
I think that's fair. Because I think there's a season for everything, right? And so there comes a time when you kind of get a little bit tired of certain things, and that's why like there's constantly a lot of feedback from viewers about shows like Housewives of Atlanta, because when it starts to get stale, then it gets boring. You know what I mean? When we're seeing the same tricks happen over and over and over again and there's no improvements, of course we're going to have a say and you get bored. And so you kind of want to keep things interesting. You want to keep things kind of going, isn't it? So,
Right.
yeah. So I first want to talk about Shereé.
Okay.
Shereé. Did you just cut?
I'm figuring stuff out behind the scenes. Sorry. Okay, now I figured it out. I wanted to give you this setup. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So Shereé, honestly, she needs to mind the business that pays her. Or at this point, you know, like, because Bravo ain't paying her right now. So, you know, and I do concur what Michelle said, that, you know, she's basically trying to be seen so that she can be selected, be an opted. But hasn't Shereé been the most fired or removed or not given enough money to come back, whichever option that she chooses, housewife in history?
I think so.
So I don't understand, like, what does she expect to bring back to the show now with these young people?
Even though I think that she is pandering or being strategic to get back on the show, I'm not really mad at it, because I do agree with one thing she said to TMZ. It always can only add to the show to have an OG back. And Shereé, she doesn't have the best storylines, but she does help move the story along. But my issue or my thing for Shereé is, girl, at what point are you gonna learn your worth and stand on it? Like,
exactly.
Because
I feel like that's one of the reasons why she's been having problems being on the show and staying on the show, and also being able to bring real substance to the show. Because I think Shereé's overall issue is that she still has the mindset of the housewife in season 1 who did not allow Nene, right, in the door, or who left Nene out of the guest list. She still has that mindset, if that makes sense, very boisterous. She wants to show that she has made it. But I feel like if she truly showed her real self and was more real with us, she would have more substance to bring to the table. And even if it's her struggling with finding love, as opposed to having to have a contract with someone else from another network, right, so that she can appear that she has a man, or trying to force a relationship with a prison bae, all those things just did not seem authentic to me, anyways, as a viewer. And so as a result, I clocked out on Shereé, you know, and then all the way to Hashiba Shereé fashion show and everything. Like, I don't think she truly understands how many chances she's had to reinvent herself and actually prove herself. And every single time, even I, as someone who's not a fan of her, I was still rooting for her. I was still rooting for her to a certain degree. I'm like, okay, maybe this time she's actually going to get it right. And she still managed to disappoint us. And that is the ongoing problem with Shereé. And I think in regards to an OG being needed, to be honest, I feel like at this point, it's a formula that won't work, because it's not like they haven't tried, because they have, right? It's not. It's a formula where they have mixed in oldies and newbies and stuff like that, and it honestly hasn't really worked. The ratings have consistently been dwindling down, and also in terms of the friendships and the way they just mesh together, it's never been organic. It's always been about plotting, and, you know, the plotting thing is what gets to me. I just want them to be organic, and I feel like the only way that will work is maybe, and I know it's a huge ask, is to get all the OGs together and none of the new people, or complete reboot, and then bring new people who actually have connections with one another. I feel like at this point, trying to bring an OG into the new people to say, oh, that's what's going to work, is basically, as it's written in the Bible, you cannot try and put new wineskin and old skin, it will all burst. And so that's pretty much, I feel like that's the formula that's not been working with Housewives, you know? And so I feel like you just have to separate the two and let the organic, you know, groups work organically how they're supposed to work. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I agree with the fact that I agree with what you said about them adding a OG this time and for this era doesn't really help because in the past it did when they were trying to get back to that old thing, but I feel like they're trying to like move on now. So it would be weird to invest in bringing a Shereé back. So okay, I can see that.
Mm, mm. So yeah, and Nene, I'm proud of Nene, you know. I'm so relieved that she didn't say anything about
Yeah.
Kenya. And like you said
Because
earlier, she has every right to. She has earned the right to because the way Kenya went in on Nene, it was quite horrible. It was horrible to watch. You know, it was really, really horrible. I know that these people take digs at each other all the time and they've done it in the press and stuff like that. But I feel like kicking someone when they were down like that, the way Kenya did Nene, you know, so with everything happening to her now, it's very like, ooh, you know, you have to be careful. You know that thing where you have to be careful. If you're the one who's rising up, you have to be careful the people who you're stamping on, you know, in order to get up there, because they're going to be the same people that you come across on your way back down, right? And
yeah.
so this is where I feel like the alliance thing kind of ruined the opportunity for all the ladies to be able to, even when they squabble on camera, they can still have that love for one another where they can actually support each other and root for one another to do the right thing, first of all. Because I feel like had Kenya had the right support system, I know that she is in control of her own actions and nobody can tell her what to do. But at the same time, I do believe that if she had the right circle around her, right, she probably would have discussed this with somebody and the right person or the right amount of people would have talked her against it, knowing the circumstances that would have taken place afterwards, you know, considering it's a very serious thing to do. I mean, we are at the information age. Surely you should know the consequences, you know, of such actions, you know, when it would, you know what I mean? If you were to pull a stunt like this, even outside of cameras, you know, there are consequences to be suffered. And so I feel like she didn't have the right people around her. And for Candy to start speaking up after the fact, I feel like, well, you're saying Kenya's your friend and this and the other. Why didn't you try and advise her since you were leaving the show to say, listen, people are going to poke you since we're friends, right? You know, and I know your character, right? And I know what you're capable of, right? You know, be careful not to do anything that crosses the line or something along those lines. Maybe it's wishful thinking on my part, but that's kind of how I see it. If you're going to go out on social media and go, what they've done is wrong, blah, 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 moving the line about the situation, maybe you should have advised her, you know, and all this wouldn't have been happening to her where something that she kicked someone down when they were going through their own thing, which was not as heinous as what she's going through, you know, and now you found yourself in this position. So for Nene to actually not say anything and be minding the business that actually pays her, you know, I'm proud of her and I'm hoping Nene actually maintains this, you know,
Like
and as she's been,
for me, it helps me to take Nene's claims and her situation a lot more serious. Like this isn't for show.
yeah,
Like I'm not doing this to like be spiteful. Like I'm actually trying to get justice, and I appreciate that. Let me add one more person to the stream, so there will be 3 of us. Is that okay with you?
that's fine.
Okay, and I think you guys will be my last of the calls. Hi.
Look at God.
I
Won't he
saw
do
you,
it?
I saw you having some issues backstage. I just wanted to go ahead and add you.
See, let me tell you how good God is. I was like, I wonder if I get picked, at least my lips look good and my eyebrow, my T is capitalized. Okay. Hey y'all.
Hi,
Hey.
so tell everybody your name and where you're calling from and how long you've been a binge watcher.
My name is Darius Garver. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, and I have been watching. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't know how long, but I enjoy you. Your
Okay,
comedic commentary, your creativeness, and your personality. It's just it's infectious. So I really enjoy you.
thank you.
And the skin is everything. So
Thank you.
So,
So
okay, the glow is glowing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have been talking about quite a few topics tonight. We talked about Shereé coming after the newbie Brit Eady and how I feel that's kind of giving queen vibes. I'm just saying, like, if everybody's coming after you, it's giving queen energy. Do you want to talk about that?
I would love to talk about it. Now, first, as I was sitting here listening to you all, I love the fact that they have the audacity to state that I am a newbie. You will not bully me, and I am here. What it is, what it do, what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we love me being the audience and the masses of the world for right now. I enjoy it because they're giving us everything that we need when we need it and how we need it, and it's
Don't play with
from
me.
the what new era. Don't play with me because I am a what? I'm a young one, but I'm a good young one. Okay,
And my
we finna
contract
get
is
here. We
different
finna
from
get in it.
yours. My contract is
Thank
different from
you.
yours, sweetie. You don't have
Period.
protections that I have.
And if I push you down, baby, you'll break a hip, and I might just scrub a toe.
Okay,
Okay.
wait.
Listen,
Wait.
I did not come on here to be shady.
I didn't expect that. Okay, but okay, so I did a video a while back of introducing the newbies as much as I could. There's not as much information out there. Did you watch that video, and how do you feel about
I
Brit
did.
as a housewife?
Brit, I feel like she's a firecracker. And I feel like social media is trying to peg her as the villain, but it might be Kelly.
Ooh.
Because
Oh,
Brit,
because
from my
I'm
recollection,
seeing a lot from.
come say it now. She's reposting a lot of Kelly. Come
But
on. If the
I
people are
mean,
really looking.
to be clear, I'm good. I like them all. So if
Right.
Kelly ends up being the villain,
She cute. She a cute one.
love it.
hmm I think that social media is trying to peg Brit as the villain, but in actuality, it is Kelly. And they're doing a damn good job. Shout out to y'all. Y'all can follow me at Unique Voice. Excuse me for doing it on your platform. I'm sorry. But
Did you not see the rules, sweetie? I'm
listen,
just playing. It's fine.
yes, they're doing a great job in bringing in the new era, and nobody is giving them credit for that.
I
Do we
agree.
not? Do we not see that?
I agree. I think that the only thing stopping it is people are so they're pretending to be so stuck on the past. If y'all were so stuck on the past, we wouldn't be in this situation. Do you think
Period.
they want to
No.
have to reboot the show? They don't want to have to do that. They're not going to reboot the Kardashians.
No, because the Kardashians can work together.
Right. So I just wish people would be honest. And the truth is, we're okay with letting these girls go. I mean, let's just be real.
Yep. Justin, you
The
know I've been
golden
okay
era
with letting
has
these girls go since the
the
pandemic.
golden era is gone.
Wait, what'd you say,
Let's go into
Alaka?
the bronze.
I said I've been ready to let these girls go since the pandemic. Okay, I was okay with the reboot for a long time. That's been my
Yeah.
stance because I could see where it was going. It was getting too toxic. You know, okay, you know, some people might go, oh, but you know, it's just a show. Why are you allowing yourself to be, you know, all up in your feelings? But if we're going to be really real, right? When we're watching something, whether it's a film that's fiction to something that's real, we get invested in the characters or these real people. Because technically, even if they're reality stars, they're like characters to us to a degree, right? And so we do
hmm
get invested emotionally to a degree when we're watching them, where we're rooting for them, we want them to do well, etc., that sort of thing. And so when really horrible things are happening, where the light shade, the fun shade, where they can easily make up, goes to a very dark place, you start to feel triggered by situations. You start to get irritated, and that's why, like for a while, I
Because it's
actually stopped watching
redundant.
Housewives. Yeah, you know, I stopped watching Housewives because it's like I can't keep doing this. This is frustrating. It's triggering. It's just not watchable. It's painful to watch, you know, and that's the
I
issue that
have a
I had. And I
question.
was like, okay, if this is where it's going, can we just change the whole cast?
Right. What's your question?
My question is, and I want to segue from Housewives to Basketball Wives because I didn't get a chance to speak on that real quick.
That's fine.
I feel like we're recycling storylines. The whole audio is from Real Housewives. What are we doing?
I
Like, oh, is it a crossover? I'm confused. That's the Ponderosa, the audio?
right. I feel like in this case though, that is explosive audio.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I'll be honest, I have not been catching up with them as much. I don't know as much as I should know about Basketball Wives, but this got my attention because I love the show. But it's just one of those things. I feel like VH1 just does a horrible job, let you know when it's going to be on and all that stuff. So that's the only thing. But I do feel like that audio it's worthy of being on the blogs for sure.
Yes, I just hope that they can pivot it the correct way because they can go dark so quick.
Yeah, let me ask you this since you watched the show.
I don't
When
watch it
Brooke
like that now.
when Brooke first came back, if I'm not mistaken, it's been like 2 seasons now. Her second
Mm-hmm.
season back, possibly. I don't know. When she came back and
This is my third.
her storyline, for lack of better words, I hate to say it, I don't want to be offensive, but her daughter situation was her storyline, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So I just feel like as a viewer, for me, the first thing I thought was, damn, like I don't know if I would have wanted that to be like a storyline, but I guess it's hard to keep that off the show. So for me, I can't really nail Jackie to the cross for what she said because at the end of the day, you're doing a job and your job is to come up with the storyline for this show.
Okay, so as you're speaking, I'm listening and I get you and I comprehend what you're saying. However, if we're listening and we're looking for the reality, there's really no time point or time frame for grief. So that's Brooke's side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jackie's side, I have a job. Girl, you're dragging it on. That's a part of the storyline because we're still not done with the storyline. Does that make sense? Or am I
Yeah.
rambling?
No, it makes sense. But do you feel like when it's your job to, and bear with me, y'all, I'm really not trying to be that person, but if it's your job, if you bring something like that to your job and it has to be your job, it has to be your job.
You got, yeah. If you're going to do it 100%.
So I feel like people are so shook that Jackie said that. But at the end of the day, if a part of your job is to make me look bad for not supporting you during this time and you're gonna keep dragging it, you kinda are.
But Benj, you have to. I don't know if they're compartmentalizing because this is reality television.
Mm-hmm.
You have the reality, you have the person, and then you have the personality.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie has children. So at what point does that person come into play?
Okay, so what Alaka, do you watch Basketball Wives? Do you know what we're talking about?
I know what the show you're talking about, but believe it or not, I've never not a day watched Basketball Wives. I know about some of the people who are in it and stuff like that, but I was
Mm-hmm.
intrigued about the part where you mentioned Phaedra making an appearance.
Okay. So what is so what is allegedly the issue? Like with what Jackie said. What is the issue?
The
You.
the issue the issue is that because you didn't watch it, right?
Right. And neither did I. And neither did I.
Don't call me like you. Okay, my bad.
No,
The like
I'm
okay, get it
sorry.
together, Darius.
You're on this screen for me, so I'm like, you.
The issue is her child is not here. That's the nucleus of it.
Okay.
You don't have the right to speak on my child.
Okay.
That's it from I don't have that organ, but from a mother's love. You don't have that right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the nucleus of it. And I'm pretty sure people agree. You can't ever speak on my child, whether they're here or not.
So does
And I
Jackie
got
have
two
a
dogs and
problem?
nobody will ever.
Right. So does Jackie have an issue with it in general, or does Jackie have an issue with being villainized for not being supportive? Because I remember that was the initial issue, but I don't know. I haven't watched.
I can't 100%
Okay.
say. But she's already been a villain, so she don't care about being a villain. Whatever, it's her job.
Right.
I just think that this situation is just sensitive.
Yeah. I apologize, y'all. I don't know enough about it to talk about it. It literally
It's
hit the
okay.
blogs while I was preparing this video, and I wanted to just talk about it initially before I actually dive in because I really don't know what the true issue is. I just know that that audio was explosive and it's been going everywhere now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure the people who watch Housewives will probably be sending you some of the tea so that you can be able to kind of have a more fleshed out, more, you know what I mean?
It'll be on
More
Twitter tonight.
informed opinion about it as time goes by.
Yeah, because I'm clocked in now. I'm ready to clock in about it.
Okay, so I'm curious, right? Phaedra. What is Phaedra doing on there?
I think that's a special, ain't it?
So they did like a little special called, I think it was called One-on-One. And it's just really just PR to get conversation going about the show. Like they had other successful shows, house or cast members from other successful shows kind of sit down and kind of have a unauthorized or unofficial mashup of like Basketball Wives and the rest of those shows.
Would you like to see Phaedra back on RHOA?
I'm still here. I'm still here. It is.
Here's where I am with it. I initially I've been wanting Phaedra back, especially once we knew that Kendi was leaving. I was like, yes, bring my girl back right away. But I decided once I started to do the research and I tried to really grasp and understand why Bravo chose these girls and why they trying to figure out what direction they want to take the show. Now I feel like Kenya and Portia really shouldn't even been brought back. I feel like we need to really just go ahead and go full speed ahead into this reboot because I feel like all they're doing is prolonging the inevitable, and every year that they miss the mark is going to be even harder to ultimately do what we know they got to do, which is recast the show. So with that being said,
they have to recast from scratch.
Yeah. And if not from scratch, very close to it. And that's not coming from a hateful place. It's just
do you think
go ahead.
Do you think Portia can anchor the show?
I thought she could. I thought she could, but now the thing that we wanted the most, she's not authorized to cover. Really. Like we wanted her. We wanted to see her.
It might be that Drew is anchoring the show.
Portia is not capable because I feel like. Sorry, I'm just grabbing because I connected the ring light to my laptop. You know what it is? I connected my ring light to my laptop, and you know when you leave a laptop unattended for a while, it shuts down. That's why everything. So I'm just grabbing the mouse so I can keep it on. I feel like Portia appears right to be a fun, bubbly, funny person. However, something I have noticed from just observation, I feel like she can't hold her own as an individual. She doesn't have it. For some reason, there's always something missing. It's like Portia works when she's bouncing off of somebody else, okay? In the Ultimate Girls Trip, right? In Ultimate Girls Trip, I was looking forward to seeing Portia myself. I was excited. That's why I tuned in. And because she aligned herself with Giselle, who is accustomed to hazing and bullying other women, right? She ended up just adapting.
Drag her.
She ended up
Drag her.
Well, I don't think that she was bouncing off of. Now, let's be real. Portia is a funny girl, and I love Portia. But Portia is a low-key mean girl, too.
She is a mean girl. What I'm saying is her latching on to what's her face? What's her name? Giselle. Her latching on to Giselle even brought about more of what we've maybe tried not to see because we were latching on to the funny, ditzy girl, if that makes sense. It kind of showed inside of Portia. Oh wow, I'm really seeing her and this is not what I like. already for me that was the final straw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so on Housewives, without somebody to be funny with, to kick you with the right way. Remember, freaking frack worked. Why? Because Phaedra brought the funny in order to activate Portia in a good way, right? And even when Little Sis and Big Sis Nene and Portia, it worked well because of just the comedy that was there between them. Do you see what I mean? But I feel like by herself, I don't. I'm sorry, unless it's in small sound bites here and there, I don't see Portia carrying a show like that. Because as far as Shamia, maybe because she's friends with Shamia, I don't know how that dynamic would work. And I'm on the premise of, or should I say, I'm with a lot of the people who've been saying that there is a chance that Portia, because Shamia technically lives the life that Portia wants, okay, and has this for real, it's going to be a problem for Portia. And so I feel like that might dim her light in the sense that everyone can shine, right? But I feel like it will make Portia feel like her light is dimming because
she's sharing the light.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's sharing the light, which is what Nene said. Ooh.
Do you think Portia can anchor the show?
With what husband?
Oh my.
I love Portia too. So I'm not being shady. I just don't know what to expect anymore. And
I don't think she needs a husband.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, she sold us dreams.
I mean, well, we can lean into that if y'all want to, but I think that Portia we should be getting ready for some cry angles because that's what we're going to be seeing a lot of things from Portia.
Some what?
Some cry angles.
You know what a cry angle is?
Cry angles.
What?
Check out Candace Diller Bassett.
Chat, where's my tissue here? I don't have tissue here. I would have shown you a cry angle.
It's familiar. I'm having a blind moment though. Cry angle.
It's okay. Not a blind child. Candace from the Real Housewives of Potomac. The Princess of Potomac.
Oh, okay.
Emote. She has a cry angle.
A cry angle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see it on a video. It's okay.
You know what, Justin? I'll send you a video.
Okay, I have one more binge watcher I'm gonna add and then wrap it up. I don't know how to do this. I didn't design for 4 people, so let me change this live. Hold on, y'all.
I'm enjoying too.
Y'all can keep talking.
I enjoy your blue.
You were saying. Oh, thank you. I'm obsessed with the color blue the way Justin's obsessed with the purple. And I just say, like, you guys,
orange is my favorite.
I've been waiting for Justin to be able to do more on his channel. Because for those who've been part of the binge watchers, those who've been part of the binge watchers from day one, so to speak, because I kind of hate using that term, so I'm a day one. So cheesy. But like, I don't know, Justin, I don't know if it's okay for me to say this, but like, you know, Justin used to be Housewives of, is it the Housewives of Atlanta? Housewives of Atlanta? Before he decided to rebrand?
Yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yeah, that's how long I've been watching Justin, because the moment I used to see him post about Housewives on Instagram, I was obsessed with his graphics. Because I'm obsessed with graphics.
It's like top tier.
It's top tier.
Hey, how are you?
Hi. Okay. Sorry, y'all are seeing me design this thing live.
I used to watch it when he used to have the little avatar head, and I was like, "What does this man look like?"
Right.
Yes.
Justin Moji's got next level attitude, you know. Justin Moji literally comes out with violence. No, I won't say violence, as we like to say in the African community.
All right,
Moji just comes out with pure violence every time.
Let me see what our fellow binge watcher has to say. Okay, so you were on the show earlier. What topic do you want to talk about that you missed?
When you said you didn't know what a triangle is, I said dial. You don't know about
Yes, clock.
I'm not a
you don't know
fan.
about Candy Ace. I call her Candy Ace. Candace.
I well, she blocked me, so I don't really have a way to really
Dad.
follow her like that.
What?
So if y'all
Dad.
Why did
wonder why I
she
don't
block
really
you?
like her, she blocked me. So I don't really.
Oh, okay, well, Dad. Well, we don't even want to talk about that then. Next.
I'll
No,
add
and
her.
it's fine. I don't have the issue, but she blocked me
Okay.
because I was a really big Monique Samuels fan, and I may have leaned towards Monique, but over time, especially after Monique left, I do appreciate Candace now, but I'm blocked, so oh well.
Same. Same. I used to
Oh,
be. I used to be Monique. I
but
used
you
to be
block.
Team Monique, and then after Monique left, I won back to Candace.
Right.
We
All
need
right.
that car.
Well,
Need to trademark it though. That's all I wanted to say. She need to trade. Go ahead and trademark her little cry angle. Mm-hmm.
well, it's
Well,
been
I've got a
fun.
question for you, Justin.
So much
Okay.
fun.
So now that obviously with all this shakeup, we don't know what to expect, right? And I'm assuming the show is going to air in 2025, right?
Hmm.
Do you think they've got, apart from this one season, that it's probably, from what we're seeing, it's a struggle season to try and get things together? Do you think this is going to be the last year for it to be the way it is unless they do a full reboot? Do you think it's going to survive another, like, to 2026?
I think what's happening is Bravo. I believe they have a plan. I believe that Kenya being on the show was. I don't like giving all my real feelings live. I don't think Kenya's being on the show was that big a deal. I'm like, so I don't. Based off what I looked into and matching up people and seeing and just trying to understand, because I've been doing this forever, to where you can kind of estimate and figure some stuff out. I don't think that Kenya's loss is that huge. I don't think it really breaks what they were originally planning. So that's why I don't feel like they necessarily are needing to replace her. I think that they were kind of just having her there to be safe. So I also don't know this for sure. I don't know what the storylines were or what they will be,
All this is
but
alleged.
I just right. I feel like whatever their plan is, they'll still be able to complete this plan without her.
Yeah.
And maybe it was always the plan for her to not be there the whole time.
She'll never tell you. She might tell you a joke, but she'll never tell you a lie.
But you know what? I honestly think that because people are still, every now and then there's people who are still devoted fans of each, old school, right, girl. I feel like rather than the ultimate girls trip, because obviously that's what they're using to kind of like bring the girls together and stuff like that. But I think it would be really amazing if these women would grow up for just 5 seconds. And yes, I said it, grow up. Okay, at your age and not your shoe size, for 5 seconds, and just give us one reunion trip somewhere, or at least one reunion season where it's not just one trip. I would love to see something similar to what Lil' Kim did, where it was like what was it, like a cruise kind of thing, where they were going from place to place, you know what I mean? And I feel like that would be really cool and interesting, just something different, something out of the box that would take them away from feeling the need to bicker and be nasty, but actually re-establish their friendships that they had before, and maybe have a bit of a kumbaya to what went wrong, so that they can just be able to move on and leave their legacies untainted, unlike the way it's really muddy waters at the moment, and it's not nice.
I don't think that they want to get out of the box, because some of them don't even want to get out of the house.
I think that
out
if
of the
we
box
pay
though.
I think that if we pay attention, I feel like once they decided to let Candy go, whether she walked away, fired, whatever, I think that was
these short words.
I think that was the biggest, like, oh shoot, like they are really moving on. And
yeah,
after her, anything can go, in my opinion. Like,
Mhm.
and they really should have been like, okay, we don't have Candy, never mind. Like, full reboot.
Yeah.
That would have been the great opportunity. That would have actually been the perfect opportunity to do a proper reboot.
And we know what their intentions are, because with Candy being gone, they had every opportunity to go back and bring Phaedra and all of that. They chose not to do that. So to me, that tells me we're not interested in what we used to do. We're interested in how we can move forward, and that's not a
Yeah.
bad thing to me.
It's not a bad thing, no. Because I feel like it's the only way they'll be able to save Housewives of Atlanta. Because otherwise, if they don't do a proper reboot, and like I said, there's two elements that I really feel are formulas that make it work is one, organic friendships. Not every single person has to be friends, like all 6 of them or 8 or however many the cast are. They don't each of them have to be friends, but at least, you know what I mean, they have to be connected in some way, shape or form, where it's very natural, it's very organic. And then 2, please let them have real glamorous housewife lives. Okay, I don't want to see another group of people who come in the show, one, try to tarnish each other's businesses. That's stupid and that's so dated at this point. Okay, and 2, I don't want them coming on comparing finances as though, and on a cheap level as well. If you're gonna compare finances, compare that your husband bought you a yacht.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? My yacht is bigger than yours.
If I had it my way, what I would do, and y'all might drag me for this, what I would do is I would almost fake the perfect season. I would give everybody a mansion. I would give everybody a Rolls Royce. I would go on the biggest trips. Like, their lives would be so big that we would be like, damn, like, they are really doing it. And that's where my production money would go. And then if it flops, it flops. But I feel like that's what
I was just about to say that. Because you don't want to, and honestly, I love the idea, but you don't want to piss on the viewers and then say it's raining. You know, when we see them, we don't want to give them this fallacy lifestyle that they can't keep up.
I feel like there's a way to maybe even partner with car dealerships. Give our girls a Bentley for 6 months. That's real. That's not fake.
That's not fake.
Yeah.
There's ways to raise them up and make it binge worthy without it being completely fake. It's just what needs to happen. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear about no more baby daddy drama, no prison bays, all of the things that take them lower and lower and lower. We need a fantasy. And if it requires production to spend the money on the private jets, to do the things that will raise them up, you got to do it. Like, I don't want to see them go to the ATL airport and get on a Spirit Airlines flight again. I mean, that never happened, but like, I don't want to see that. I want to see them getting pulled up to the plane in a Porsche. Like, that's what I want to see. I follow people who live that lifestyle. Why don't I see that on Housewives of Atlanta?
That's true.
Amen.
What's also happened in the reality realm outside of like Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, and all the other reality shows that have been going around for some years now, is some of the shows that platforms like Netflix have put out are really showing glamorous lives, okay? Where you're like, this is what I want to see in Housewives, okay? We're talking about now there is what?
There is not Googling to see if that's legit or if that's production. It's a show.
We're not. It's a show. There's the Bling Empire, and then they've now got a spin-off for the Bling Empire because they've got like a New York version of it, I think, as well. And that's still showing loads of glamour. And then there's another one in Dubai, I think, Bling Dubai or something like that. It's kind of similar, you know? And again, real, like, amazing. As a matter of fact, the one in Dubai even has technically Housewives, where you're like, oh my gosh, this could actually be, you know what I mean? Proper Housewives in a Housewives show. But they're doing absolutely amazing. Even the young famous and African, although to be honest, I didn't like the second season. But again, it was showing, a certain level of glamour where it didn't feel like they were scratching and scrubbling for scrapes. You know what I mean? And I don't want to see that for our women. I don't want to see that for our girls.
Let me say one thing because maybe I misspoke a little bit. I don't want them to completely fake it, but to be clear, most of the scenes we see are they
They're
are
doctored.
constructed scenes. And I think back to when Cynthia Bailey came on the show. They didn't let her just come and go straight to the Walmart pageants. One of her first scenes was meeting with Russell Simmons, and I'm pretty sure all of that was for if not fake, but fake. Like they were building a fantasy. And to
It's
me,
true.
what's
I
wrong
agree.
with that?
For us to
That's
be
true.
I
whole.
agree. But it has to
That is
be,
true.
and just as organic as that was, it has to be organic. Because now in
Mm-hmm.
the realm of where we are, we're looking at the television screen looking like, girl, you know you don't like her. Why are you even talking to her? Why are you even standing by her?
Right.
You know?
Because in real life, I
So,
would never agree if I feel like I'm still very heated or still feel offended about something that somebody did, right? If I know in my mind I'm not ready to have that conversation, you're not going to force me to have that conversation, because what ends up happening is you force them to have that conversation, to confront one another when they're not ready to reach that place of forgiveness or closure or whatever. And then afterwards, they're forced to do all these other stuff together, right? And that's what I feel like sometimes ends up building the opportunity for someone to start plotting, because it's
hmm
not real. It's all forced, you know. And I feel like certain things, if you do allow them to be organic, they will, I think they will have enough sense to say, you know what, I don't need to hold on to this. We want to make a good show because, you know, we're known for getting along, you know. And does that make sense? Like when you're constantly forcing things, forcing to forgive them, to forgive each other, forcing them to have a kumbaya and stuff like that, it just makes people say, yeah, I'm sorry, but they don't even mean it. But meanwhile, they're still holding on to this massive grudges. Hence, look at what happened with Phaedra and
hmm
Thingy.
Somebody
You
said
know,
they
look at
Yes.
how
missed
they
the.
ended up pricing out Nene.
Someone said they miss Greg and Nene, Phaedra and Apollo, Katie and Todd pajama party drama.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was a little ghetto
Yo,
adjacent. So
I,
they didn't.
I
that
They
was
don't
very
always.
Not a
They don't
thing.
always got to be on the yachts, but
oh, they
They
need
can
to
be in a
stay off the
hotel
yacht.
room in lingerie.
right. Well, all right, y'all.
So, do we think that
This
the? So,
wait,
go ahead. I'm
wait. This
sorry.
video is getting to be almost 2 hours, so
oh
I'm
my
gonna
gosh,
be
okay.
ending it within the next 5 minutes. So because people don't want to watch a 2 hour video, so um, I wanted. My goal is to make these lives about an hour, so I've stayed on a little bit longer than I wanted. Um, but does anybody else have anything they want to discuss while we wrap it up?
I would just like to say thank you for allowing me to be on your platform, and I appreciate everything that you do, and I enjoy what you do, and I laugh often.
Thank you so much. That's my main goal, is to make you guys laugh. It's never that serious over here. Just laugh.
No. And I'm of the
Um,
same sentiment. I'm of the same sentiment. Thank you, Justin. It's been fun. I honestly enjoy your platform wholeheartedly, but you know that. And all I wish for is for you to just. But anyways, there you've got a bright future. I think you already know that. Anyways, I've never doubted
Yes.
it from. For honestly, Justin is amazing. He is a ridiculous talent, you know. And I don't know if enough people tell you this, but honestly, you are a ridiculous talent. Do you know how many times when you put like on your stories and stuff like that, you put the behind the scenes where you're editing? I literally try to zoom in. So, okay, what exactly is he? I was like, okay, what is he using? Okay, he's using Premiere Pro. I'm like, okay, so how does he do that particular edit? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm looking to actually learn. I'm thinking, okay, so he's doing that. Because I just love, like, I love the way you put everything together. It just amazes me.
It's
Literally, you'll put up a video
amazing.
where of zero interest in a topic, but I'll watch it for the graphics. Literally.
Everything.
Literally. So I honestly
I've
wish you nothing but love and amazing progress. You know, you're doing amazing as it is already, but I see bigger, way bigger and better for you. Definitely.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing that. I think that's funny with the zooming in because I always wonder, like, are people zooming into this? All right, thank you guys for joining. I'm
Thank
gonna wrap it
you.
Thank
up.
you,
You're
Justin.
welcome anytime to join me back. Thank you for being on camera. Thank you for looking great, and respecting the platform.
Have a good one,
Have a good
y'all.
one.
Have a good night. Be safe.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. We have made it to the end of the show. I want to read some more comments before I go. I wanted this live to be about an hour, and y'all have me in here over 2 hours. That is crazy. All right. I am seeing Purple Hearts. I always love to see the Purple Hearts. Portia being a mom is a good focus for her. No more men. Okay. People are saying good night. Be safe. Give Justin his flowers. Thank you. I appreciate that. This was so much fun. Thank you. I'm so glad you guys had fun. I always think about the people who are going to watch the videos on playback. Like, are y'all bored at the 2 hour mark? At what point do y'all get bored? That's what I'd be wondering. Thank you. Love you guys back. Dr. She by Shereé on the video title took me out. Yeah, I wanted to talk more about Shereé being a doctor now, but I guess I'll have to do that on another video. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for being here. Have a good night. We will be going live in July every Wednesday night. So the only reason why we're doing it tonight is because I have plans for tomorrow night. But in the future, every week it'll be live on Wednesdays, probably somewhere around 7 o'clock, so that we're not up all night. So thanks again, guys, for being here. I will see you on the next one.
Yeah! Let's go. I don't mean no rain on your parade, but if I didn't win, it's a shame what they would say. Why should I pretend and then claim that I'm insane? You know I'm cocky, remain to be the same. Ballerific, I'm all terrific. Wanna know what I'ma do? I'll be more specific. Like, let's have a face off. I rip your face off. Treat it like my rhyme book when I rip the page off. I got a swagger that's a hit.